ones?
No.
What does that mean?
Ricky, like that bite. Any biters?
There's only 2 in the locked away apparently. Hello. 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 What's that?
They are like those 3 there. They are constantly playing.
Hello.
But the rest of them are extremely friendly. Tanyala.
Oh, look at them running in the trees.
You wouldn't it?
This puppy there, he's
Hello.
just over a year
Hello,
old.
you. Hi. You look like
And
a
this is
good
his
boy.
father.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Here. And his uncle is the other black dog, and they're both.
We had literally an hour where it wasn't pissing rain. We could sit out and just, Happy New Year everybody.
Yeah.
We were allowed to have a few people around and it was outdoors, it was fine. And it started raining.
Well, this is a good example of that when I was younger, was sure that this was a tiny baby hare. But it is a squirrel. And you can see that not necessarily because of course, the size of the tracks, but if you would just observe a little bit everything around a little bit more, it would become more apparent that it is a squirrel over anything else. So the track, and the reason why I'm saying that is, and my way of thinking when I see something like this, is that I look where the track is coming from or where it's going. This track is clearly going towards that spruce tree, and on the snow on that spruce tree, there is a shit ton of Eden spruce, what's it called? Exactly, cones. And there's only one animal that does that, and that is the squirrel. So,
it's just like a full picture instead of just focusing on that. Look at the full picture.
So it is. And the depth of the cut, you want to have it about. So the depth of it before you start making the horizontal cut, you want it to be about 10%. Sorry. So now I lost it. 10% of the hinge here in the middle. That should be 10% of the trunk of the tree. And this cut here, we've been taught to not cut it all the way to the middle. You don't have to cut it to the middle. If you cut it to the middle, then you're losing a lot of the valuable of the hinge point. You want to have it in front of the middle. About 40%, and it depends a little bit on the tree and everything, but 40% is a rough good rule. If you cut it all the way to the middle, you lose the safety of when you make the back cut that it will fall control. Because all the middle, yeah. There you go. And now when it falls, it's on the trunk until it hits the ground. And that is always a safer way to cut, at least as other. This is also in an area that is very wet. So it is really a survival of the fittest kind of thing. They are very soft. They are soft. For the big trees here, they are very soft. This is, you have to remind me of this. We talked about this yesterday. I know what it is included, but the silver version is what it is. Talked about 10 lira, yeah, 10 lira. It's
For the spindle and the half.
For the spindle and
Yeah.
So
So
the resinous.
it's not so resonant. Well, I mean, at least where it grows where I am, it's mostly Sitka spruce we've got.
Right.
And what I tend to do is get the dead standing main trunks or something, sort of this kind of size.
Yeah.
The top sort of 2/3 that to a third.
Yeah.
Obviously you've got the sections between the.
It's just the right thickness.
Yes, it's just the right thickness. There's very little work to do. It grows nice and straight, and it's if you as long as you're away from like a branch knot.
Right, you're not
There's
going to
not
get
a
too
collection
much
of resin.
What are you using for?
Bow drill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find actually, like, if anything, the little bit of resin that's in there tends to glue the dust together a bit. So
That's
it's a bit more
interesting.
tricky. So once you've actually produced the ember and you've got the ember dust, that kind of sticks together better. It's less fluid. So that wildfire course that I run, the day course I run, bow drill day, we're usually using spruce for that.
Well, it's also the wood you have, and it's kind of like you're looking for some exotic wood, the perfect wood in Raymere stuff to make a bow drill for.
Exactly right.
Or you have what you have, and what you have is you've got lots of spruce.
Yeah,
You have to
and that's
That's Tweeden
exactly
right
it,
there.
and yeah, exactly. Still like very.
She's come to
very
save
cool.
us. I'm just going to throw myself on the floor now. Medic!
You can get up on the snowmobile behind there, and so you don't have to stand on one leg to change your boots.
Thank you.
Me. This is fun. So are these insulated?
Sorry?
Are they insulated?
Yeah, it's a closed cell foam.
Ah, cool. Okay, right. So I need to do this. I need to do this. Yeah, thanks. God damn it.
I can get it for you.
So this one is a left. It ran. Oh, this is going to be one. Ooh.
Yeah, two the same ones.
Where's the... Thank you.
Ready for a shoot?
Yeah, I'm ready for one.
Your right one?
Yeah, thank you.
Ah, that instantly feels better. That's mental.
Yeah, okay. Everything else is warm.
The toes. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah.
Ah, there's a boot shelf.
So are you gonna go out?
I'm going into virgin territory.
It's really deep.
Oh no, I've got snow in the... Oh no! Oh no! Ah! This is not good. I've got about a gallon of snow in my boot.
These are whatever it's called when it does not matter whatsoever which foot you put them in. So there's no right and left.
Oh right, yeah.
Um,
I imagine they will be fine.
these ones have a right and left.
Yeah.
Mm.
So these ones are of course a lot bigger. They are with walking,
Right.
but
Because they're wider.
They do a better job, exactly.
Right.
So when you're walking with snowshoes, it's not necessarily walking just like normally. You sort of have to walk a little bit like you pooped yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So a little bit like this.
A little waddle.
Especially with a little waddle, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with these ones because they get quite. You can't really stand like
Catch
this.
on each
you
other,
have to
yeah.
stand like this the whole time and walk like that the whole time. That's a little bit uncomfortable.
Cool.
But yeah, like the snowshoes are not rocket science in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what your experience will be, if it is what you think it is, and if you think if it is roughly if it has as much flotation as you might think it has.
Mm.
Okay.
It might surprise you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Positive or negative, that's all up to you. But these ones are very easy to put on. Both of them have the same type of binding, so it doesn't matter how what type of boot you have or anything like that. You want to make sure that you open up all these buckles. So this one back here, just make sure that it's open, and then you put your foot in, and then it has quite a smart system where you literally just hold this one and it tightens on itself. What you want to do to make sure that it stays tight, pull this one down, hold it tight, and then you like some what's it called? In case you do decide to check how gravity works here, it's softer on the other side. And hold.
There's no skins on these, so
There's no skins.
You walk up it.
You walk up it, yeah, like in an angle there.
I'm so glad we got to do this. This was like my least to do. It's hard to get.
Should we race to that little clump of birds there?
That three there. Okay, I'll go to the other side of this tree. Yep. On your marks, get set, go! Ah! I've gone, I'm stuck over my knees! Oh no! I can't get up! Help! I can't get out! I can't get up! No, get up, bitch! Being told we've got no battery. No battery. No battery. I'm absolutely covered in snow. Right.
Everyone to come so you can see my feet. Dog munching is pretty simple. We got a couple rules. Rule number 1, never let go of your sled. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. If you fall over, which is totally allowed, I always say falling over is allowed, letting go is not. If you fall over and you hold on, your sled's going to stop. It's a lot harder for the dogs to pull a sled on its side, especially when there's a person in it, than it is if you let go and it's up on the runners, or if it falls and the person crawls out, the person lets go. Dogs can pull that, no problem. But if you hold on and the person's in the sled, then the dogs will stop, especially on a day like today. If that happens, now with guests, I say stop and wait and I will come help you. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to try and fix it yourself. Let's say you're like this. First thing you want to do is take a deep breath, because if you're stopped, you're stopped. The dogs aren't going to go. Take a deep breath, get yourself ready. You need to basically get up and onto your brake as fast as possible. So you're going to tip your sled up, and as you tip it, you're going to step on your brake. Okay? If you're unsure, I'm happy to help you guys get up as well. If that happens, it might not happen. So, never let go of your sled. Very important. If you let go of it, dogs really don't give a shit. They will say bye. And then I have to catch it, and I don't want to do that. So
I want to see that.
You know that all
yeah,
that go, so
I mean,
that
it looks cool, but you know, it can also look messy. When you're driving a sled, you guys are driving. The dogs are just the engine. Okay, so it's never the dog did this. It's what did I do that created that situation? What was I not paying attention to? So we're going to decide our speed. We're going to decide when we start, and we're going to decide when we stop. We do that with all the equipment we have back here. There's absolutely nothing happening on a dog sled that you cannot see. It's all very simple. we talked a little bit about this yesterday, the brake. These tines go into the snow, and depending on how much pressure you put on, and it is possible to use 2 feet if necessary, you're going to either slow your team down, or you're going to stop. The snow is going to be sticky as hell today. So you're going to find sometimes you'll have some snow buildup that you'll need to sort of kick off as you're driving. We have another way to control the speed, and that's this here. This is called the drag map. When we leave, you're going to start with this down, but on a day like today, you're going to find yourself flipping it up and down, okay? The thing about the drag map, though, is that you have to do it while you're driving, because you should never, ever expect your dogs to stand still without your foot on the brake. They might be asleep, but it's good practice to always have your foot on the brake or your anchor in the snow. So it's easiest to do it just as you're driving. Just get your toe underneath it and pop it up out of the way. Same thing, just put it down. You don't have to bend down. The drag map's not designed for stopping. That's not what it's designed for. If you look at the way it's sort of created, it's just 2 bars here that create drag in the snow. The black one is a little bit different, but the principle is the same. And this has these tines that go into the snow. So if we want to stop, we want to rely on this instead. Now, of course, you have to know what's the right speed that I should be traveling. And we have a few ways to do that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our gang line that we set up. That red line in the middle, right? It's called the gang line. That's where the force is. So if that's where the force is, we want it to be nice and straight. We want it to be nice and tight. That means the dogs are putting their weight into their harness and creating. If we see it like, I know we talked about yesterday about in Iditarod, they have it sort of hanging on the ground. We're not doing that, right? So if we see it like this, loose and loopy, it means your sled's moving faster than your dog team. And you can end up with this accordion effect and can create okay? So instead, we want to keep it nice and straight. And we do that. If it's going a little bit too fast, then we just slow down. The next thing we're going to look at is the dogs themselves. These are dogs that are designed to go for long periods of time at a moderate pace. So we want to see a trot rather than a gallop. Today, it's going to be slow. I'm not going to lie to you. So it's not going to be like full speed, blah, blah, blah. And there might be times where you're just kicking and running alongside, and that's just how it is. And as Jeremias always says, slow is also moving forward, okay? And that's just the way the conditions are, right? Every day can be different with dogs, and we have to work with dogs. But yes, we want to see them trotting rather than galloping. And today we're going to take some breaks as well, a few more breaks than usual, so that the dogs can actually eat snow, and that will help them cool down. They can also lay on their bellies onto the snow. The next way to know if you're going the right speed is each other. Okay, we're going to be going in a line. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't want to pass each other. And we want to keep a bit of distance between the sleds. And when I say that, I mean between your lead dogs, right? The dogs in the front of your team, and the ass of the driver in front of you. And I always say about a sled. And by that, I mean an entire team of dogs and the sled. Any questions so far? The dogs do pee and poop while they're running. Some are really good at it. Some are fucking terrible at it. The ones that are good at it will sort of like squat and sort of waddle, and you'll see them start to poop. For a dog like that, just slow down and match the pace of that dog. So even if they're going really fast because they're getting pulled along, try and slow down a little bit so they can have some control and not feel out of control. And let them finish and then keep going. For a dog that cannot poop on the run, and I can point them out to you, some are just, they're fucking anchors, you're going to feel it straight away. Just stop for that dog. Let them finish and then keep going. And if you're unsure, you can always stop. That's totally okay. Peeing. Some of the boys will be a little bit cheeky, going up a hill. They'll be like, oh, I really have to pee here. And then lifting the leg. That's not allowed, okay? If they stop and do that, that's okay. Like if you stop on the trail to take a break and they're like, okay, I'm going to pee here. That's fine. Going up the hill, though, They gotta work there, okay? So they need to focus on work. So just a little encouragement. All right, guys, come on, not right now. If you see them sniffing to the side, you can catch it early and be like, all right, guys, keep going, keep going. That will help keep them focused on going forward. Up and down hills. We really need to help today. That's important. Even if your dog team is moving forward up a hill, you should still help them. Okay, that means you're going to help conserve their energy and keep them moving at a nice steady pace. And we're going to do that a couple of ways. We have this kick. We have the run. And skateboard. Okay, where my hands are though. They're always up and down the bar. Okay, and my eyes are going to be forward. I think this, you guys probably won't have a problem with this, but this sometimes I guess is difficult because there's a lot going on here. They're focused on this, and they forget to look forward and see what's happening. Like so. And that's it. Okay. We're gonna walk him over to where he's going. So he's on the last sled in the middle of the team. So we'll walk him over and I'll show you how to put the dog on. And we need him to go in this direction, obviously. We're gonna put him on the tug line first. This is where the toggle comes in. So we have this loop here. And all we're doing, oh no, is we're slipping this over the line. Or sorry, slipping this over the toggle, like so. And now he's attached. So as long as there's tension, and even if there's not, it doesn't slip.
Yeah, you good boy.
Good boy, boss. Come on.
No.
Do you want to do it? Oh, what's coming? Go ahead.
No, go on.
I can do it next. I'll get more for her. Got her?
Yeah. Hey, don't sit down. Come on now.
And he needs to get help because he's going next to her.
Hey. Like it, don't. Oh, yeah. I don't know what your name is, but you like it. What's this one's name?
This one. Oh, this one is it Thelma?
Thelma?
I think it's Thelma.
Oh yeah, so that's Thelma.
Come on, Thelma. Come on, Thelma. You don't want that. Here.
How do you do the lead dog? I can't remember.
It was something special.
I think we might as well. Hannah.
Go and look at. Oh, I think he just.
You can ask Jeremiah what these dogs fight.
I was trying to look at their one, but I can't see.
Ours has got two at the
Oh, I
front.
think you put the toggle. You put the toggle through the yellow loop.
Ours has got two at the front.
Yeah, she's gonna have two. So I think we go unclip one of the yellows,
Hello. Yeah.
and you put that through that loop,
Yeah. And then do I click?
and then that goes through.
This is the lead neckline.
Yeah.
So you see, so to be able to have the other dog next to her, this neckline needs to come up here as well.
Right.
And then since
pass.
both dogs are coming on at the same time,
right.
you also can put on that one. And then we need to clip this line on here. So this is the line that is attached to the neck on the dogs in the back. This is just a loose version of it. So that's why we clip it to the line there, just so we know that we don't lose it anywhere.
And you
and
pass
then
that
this part
through,
here,
and then back to that loop, yeah?
Exactly. Take this off, loop it back, just to get rid of the slack that we created.
Yeah.
Clip it there.
Cool.
That's it.
We're missing one dog. We need one more dog.
I think I have a spare 6 in my sled.
You got Bear.
I got Barry.
Emily,
She's just
smile.
looking for another harness for him.
6.5?
No, 6. She has another harness.
Oh.
Guys, are we home?
I don't
Mower. Mower.
The little one is a bit shy, so you have to be careful with him.
This is Mower and this is Stone. And they're going to take us places.
That one's Harvey.
Which one? The little one?
Blonde one's Harvey.
Oh, blonde.
That's Boss. That's Carter. I need to find a little one.
Oh, yeah.
You're driving third.
Yeah, third, yeah. Yeah.
Mel,
We're gonna-
is the plate down?
Yeah, yeah. We're going. Oh my god.
Slow down. Brake.
I'm braking, They're really going for it then. Oh, that's better. They're really slow.
That was scary.
I thought the brake, it was just taking a while to slow down. There we go, that's better.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Quite scary being in the sled.
Is it?
You like to feel out of control.
It's mad. Oh. Crazy, man. There's so much snow building up. Kick.
Slow down, or are you getting close? You're going to overcoat?
I'm slowing them down. There we go. There we go. That's better. There we go. Having the drag pad down was like, there's just so much snow building up, like the brake wasn't working. That's better, a lot better. Choo choo! There we go, we're in the stride now. Ah, that's wicked.
Oh god, wait!
That's amazing! Magical. Yeah, I'm already snow blown, so.
Have you got your funny glue there?
I've got them on.
Oh.
Whoa! I'm like leaning to try and pull it away. Yeah. Class.
You actually I feel better sitting up because like with your legs out it feels like if you came out
Yeah.
you would just be stuck. Oh.
chomping at your ankles, Jamie.
One's gonna poo.
Oh, I can smell it.
I really want one more. I see it, my face. Look at this.
Keeping your toes like on the sled, and then just getting your ankle on the plate. Yeah,
We're on the lake.
it's amazing. This is amazing.
Jamie's got like you filming him as well.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Look at that like open expanse of snow. Woohoo!
Stop.
Stop. Emily took it in the deep snow.
Oh, then he's pulled out. They're going to get very hot.
Oh, look, there we come now.
Oh, and they put their bellies down.
Hmm.
Hey, this one's not even hot. Boss is like, I want on the side and I don't even need a drink.
Great, amazing.
Isn't it mad that you could...
Who's jerking off? Sunglasses delivery.
Did you hear me say well when I stopped?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't as good as when we were all in.
sometimes you really need it and you need to just slam it on.
I think they've calmed down a bit because I'm not on the brakes at the moment.
Yeah. They're all you don't really need it on the flat, I've found. It's when you start going slightly downhill, or if they get on hard ground and they really get grip.
It's good to kind of bend your knees as you go, like sort of surf it.
You might need to help here.
Oh.
Hannah's helping. They're going pretty fast at the minute.
Nah, dogs are good. Go on then, boys. It's like I don't want to slow them down. They're like, this is really hard and slow them down.
Yeah. That's it, they made it. We're at the top of the trees here. When we're on the flat, pull the plate up, and when you kick the plate up, all the snow moves.
We're going so slow, I think I'm stopping them.
Alright, just kick the plate up now, and all the snow will go away. Oh, now they're pulling. Yeah.
They thought they were going so slow, they thought we were stopping.
Slow down.
Slow down.
We're catching up.
Our dog's really on it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because Hannah's keeping her dog slow to like
yeah.
not go too quick. It's really relaxing.
I can smell a poo.
Oh no. It's probably the one in, like, it's probably someone ahead and we just went past it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, you can see it when they're doing it because we're busted one.
It was very dramatic. He had his arse on the floor and he was just smacking his arse on the floor like,
She had a drink.
Oh, we had a little one. Oh, that's class. I got that on camera. Yeah, you booted it into me back.
Sorry, you did that to me as well.
Oh, did it?
Hike! Hike!
Scoot, scoot.
Hike, hike, hike! Hike, hike, hike! Go on, lads! Go on! You can do it! I think ours on a break now. They just popped, so we're going too far, too quick, too soon. Did you do that? The little pushing?
No, I didn't. No. Is it? Around the corner.
Good lads, good lads.
Right, to lean into the left of this one. Whee! Yeah! Class. Brake.
Oh, they're not there.
Yeah, that's all you can do, just leave. I thought we were going to hit that. You okay? You got it. Better?
Yeah. Okay, he's really going for it for a moment.
Yeah.
I think it's when the trees start getting close around it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got. The boss is like, you alright, guys?
No, guys, you're going too fast for me.
Yeah.
Standing nice there. I think Junior and Harlan.
They're just nugging, they like it. Harvey's really.
Some fun, wasn't it?
Junior's really nervous, the little guy.
No, yeah.
He just keeps getting underneath her.
Loves that.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, it was the crack.
Yeah, it was wicked. Okay.
Helicon bottle. Yeah, we bought
Some branded stickers.
cool. Yeah. We bought a load of the 500ml bottles for the kids in the school.
Yeah, they're spot on, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good.
There's another skin here.
What's that? Yeah. So good crack part.
You enjoy that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I get that really flat piece of firewood? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like golden out all day, isn't it? With that.
Yeah.
With that like haze.
It's very nice.
Yeah, this is just a snack for them. I normally chop it up beforehand, but I forgot.
Me and Emily were saying,
Now.
you know when like you're doing bucket list level shit, but you're really aware that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're like, this is it. This is it.
That's a Turava, am I right?
A what?
They have a lot of different things. A lot of old beers you can find.
Yeah, it's a Turava.
Yeah, I love this knife for chopping meat.
Wow, that's a big sausage.
It is. It's about 4 kilos.
You have never seen a sausage this big?
I have not, unfortunately not.
You have to hold it over the fire.
So what's the meat?
Chicken, beef, and salmon.
Right. It's a right mix.
Huh?
That's a right mix.
Yeah, and then it's got vitamins and minerals as well added,
So it's designed for dogs specifically, yeah?
specifically for sled dogs, actually.
Oh, okay.
Or I should say working dogs.
Yeah.
But very high in fat and protein.
Nice.
And this is what they get for their breakfast, dinner, everything, just different amounts of it.
Yeah.
And then I have, like, we also use the, what's it called? You know, when we hunt moose and stuff.
Yeah.
Snacks from that.
Cool, yeah.
But we just give them as snacks. Just those snacks.
But this is the
The
actual
bones,
food.
or do you-
Yeah,
do they
as
have
long
that
as not the ribs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like
But
that.
we do the legs, and we just have to be careful.
Yeah.
If you have a wee, it makes a perfect, really deep hole.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to go and get my water bottle, actually.
Okay.
So this is actually a little bit thawed, so you can see how easy it is to chop it. But when it's really cold, of course, then it's rock solid.
So, will they eat it like frozen? Right.
Oh, we had a dog who we ended up giving to someone as a house dog, or selling as a house dog, I should say, because of what happened. But we had to have all his teeth removed because he had this horrible gum disease.
Oh yeah.
He's fine once he had his teeth removed, but we were like, okay, he didn't suit our kennel just in general. So, but even after his teeth were removed, he would still try and eat frozen food.
Oh, bless him.
Like, oh no, you can't eat that. I go crazy for it. Some are a little bit more dainty. Harvey went through a phase where he was like, no, you have to chop it into small pieces for me. I can't eat it, it's too big.
Yeah, we had a dog that would only eat dry food, and then some dogs only eat wet food. We're like, guys, this is not a food kennel. You can't do a la carte.
Yeah, yeah. We, luckily, knock on wood, we have had very... Don't be silly. We've had very good eating this year, but dogs who are working so much, you know, they have to eat a lot of calories, so sometimes they can be fussy.
Well, we discovered as well, our new dog is half greyhound, half Labrador.
Yeah. Throw it to the dog because some of them are alligators.
Huh? We're 4 pieces short. Sorry.
It's like spam. Yeah.
Spam
A little bit
on.
nicer.
And get out of bed. Spam on. Have you ever tried any?
The dog meat?
Yeah.
No, we had a volunteer who did.
What was their verdict?
I don't know. you know, Adrian tried this.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
He was like, what's all that? I think. I don't remember.
They eat some weird stuff in France.
He was French.
Got you.
Oh. Right. Let's go.
It's empty though.
I just said, has anyone tried it? Pretty much, yeah. No, lead dog first. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, boss got a small piece and he's a big dog.
Junior didn't want to eat it, she was too worried about it.
Junior, you must calm down. You're crushing poor Harvey.
Harvey can't even do
It's got earphones. Yeah, easy. Just can't hold the... Let's see if I can go in this direction. I can't tear it that way, because it won't tear that way. You're going against the grain. So it's like how we meant to light inside there, you know what I mean? It's like we almost need to kind of... I almost have to do that. Very awkward conditions. Come on, Ferrod. There she goes. Right. I say that, but then
So you'll notice when that gets hot, it's going to start curling up.
yeah. Oh, say fresh with trousers.
Sweet.
Oh, cramp. Yeah. Yeah, smart move, isn't it?
So gradually it's always better.
I wonder if we'd be better off. Like,
So we've got a pot full of thingy of.
could we like make a little stick in the ground?
Yeah, we could do. I need something long. Should get it on for a minute. Do you want to go and find me like a long branch that I can just shove in the snow? Or something?
What about it like
Longer than that, yeah. Awesome. Could you put a branch underneath this stick on the snow?
branch?
Yeah.
Something like this. Across it.
Yeah, like across there. Stop it from sinking. That's it, perfect. I need to just get down more. Perfect. Hey?
That's living its best life and it's beautiful. Went all the way back home.
Yeah, went to get the grill.
Went to get the what?
The grill.
You forgot it. I think it's okay they wasn't on a rolling boil.
Yeah, germs get killed before it even reaches a rolling boil.
Yeah, that's good.
And
There's no
it's
boiling.
3 minutes at. You need to be sure. Paul Curtley will be proud. Hey?
Nice.
Not a single ground.
Nice.
Oh, what's that thing?
What thing?
The sandwich, you know, like Average Monkey?
Oh, right.
Or like a hardcore version?
You'd think at some point they could go on the top, so.
I'm trying to make this jacket as well, you know, I was telling you how much I love it. Yeah, I've got one on the shelf that's like half done. But to be fair, it's probably more than half done. All it needs really is a zip putting in and it needs a hood attaching.
Hey, boy.
We're just trying to find the time to actually stop doing orders and things and actually just like get this finished.
For yourself. No, I'm really jealous of people that are able to like make their own kit. It's so cool.
That's for me. That's like how it all started. I wanted to make a pouch for my kettle so all the soot didn't get in my bag. And I just bought some wax canvas off eBay, knocked myself really rough, like on my nan's old like singer sewing machine, knocked it up, put it on Facebook, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, I'd like one of those," and they were like really bad. Like when I look back at them, they were like awful. But that's just how it started. Then we just.
Often how these things happen. Do you do those?
Do you clip that back onto there?
I do.
Yeah.
She'd leave that down. Just stop all fast.
I know.
And you remember you have to stand on the boat?
When you're ready, I'll give you the anchor.
It's really hard to get everything in the
Well, I've got my foot on the brake.
Okay. What do I do with it?
Just chuck it in there. Spikes down. Yeah. Oh no, we forgot our kettle.
Where is it? Oh, did you grab it?
Jamie, the knife!
You're in trouble for that. Put the brake on the tree! Oh God. Okay, corner. Brake. We've got a lot of energy.
Thank you for it. Woo! So good.
Another corner.
Yeah!
Will you be careful in the trees?
Yeah, I will. Did you see Harvey then?
No.
He's like a bit tangled up and he just like sorted himself out.
But Paul, he yanked the lead with his mouth to get all the dogs to go.
Who?
Boss.
What do you mean?
Like the brake was on and Boss decided he wanted to go, so he got the lead in his mouth and yanked it all, and all the dogs started jumping. Boss was making a move.
He's the boss. Yo, he's class.
A corner.
Oh!
Oh, stop. Whoa!
Whoa! I got it on camera! Hey! Wow!
What the hell?
It's all going to shit! Woo! Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Literally don't even know what happened.
You get it on video?
Yeah, all of it.
Woo! Nice one.
Down the brake.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Did you come off?
Yeah, I just face planted the snow. I was trying to write it up, but they were still pulling. I don't really know what I should have done then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. Whoa. Hey! And we're off.
Snowshoe do?
It's a tight corner and they're going really fast.
I got them to stop by
I tried to grab the rope, but the rope pulled out my hands.
Slow back a bit.
Yeah, I am.
It's when we drift up these bits, you just
Yeah.
off. Quite a tight corner here, you might want to get on the right.
Brilliant. Oh, Boss nearly disappeared.
I got the dogs to shop. I thought, why isn't he braking?
I was face first into the snow at that point.
And then I didn't know you'd gone. All I thought was, why isn't he braking? So then I started shouting, whoa, and then the dog heard me.
I've got this vision of you just in the...
I was, I didn't know you'd gone. So then I started shouting, whoa, and then the dogs listened to me, but I just didn't know you'd gone for a while.
Yeah, I think you would have gone over. I was running while pushing the sled up.
Oh.
I kept the sled up, but then fell over.
Oh. I thought that's why you came off if you weren't on it.
Yeah, I wasn't. I had feet on the floor, I was pushing the sled.
Stop.
Whoa!
This is a tight corner now, that's what we're saying.
Hey! Hey!
You laughing at Bob?
No, it was Mo. Was it Mo at the front?
Oh, was it? What were you laughing at?
I think it was Mo. He went to bite some snow and then fell into the snow.
Oh my god, look at the tail.
I know.
Where is his foot?
I'm gonna back off a bit now, so we've got a bit of space to let him fucking go for it. Whoa! A bit of a type of thingy.
Cheerleader.
Woo, buddy!
field basically going field then, so I got involved.
Oh, you're just the best.
They didn't know you. The thing is, they don't know you're gone.
No, they don't.
I didn't know either. I don't think they mean to run away. I think they just don't realise you're not there.
They're like, it's got lights.
This looks like a swamp nowadays. The swamp
Yeah.
feels like a swamp.
Yeah, it does. Jesus Christ.
That was like the log flume.
Whoa!
Give me the rain. I was having to like stand. I felt bad. Just keep standing on the drag bike. To get them to slow down.
These three are like Speedy Gonzalez. Actually, this whole team is related to each other. So we have brother and sister, the blue-eyed boy, Junior and Moa, brother and sister. Brother and sister in the back. But those four have the same father. Nope, mother. They have the same mother. And then Thelma is Moa's daughter, and Harvey is Prada's son.
Oh.
Awesome.
They're the speed team.
Speed team.
That's like we're going to enter the Olympics.
Yeah. There actually used to be dog mushing in the Olympics.
A very brief period.
In the 80s? 70s?
Oh, and there's not anymore?
What?
There's not anymore? No, I mean, they don't do that anymore.
Oh,
If you stand too close, Junior will not eat.
correct. There is no longer.
Yeah, we've got a whole bucket here.
So they had the Winter Olympics in Korea, and that was the end of that. Don't play with the food.
There should be enough for
Did you pick the seat pedal?
Pellets that are in there, we need to grab them out. What he said to this little, so when the dogs get up.
That was well measured.
I didn't see who did the water? Did you do the water? I don't know. Oh, he just filled it up with my disposable.
Some puppies that we have we're trained to sit, but
Hey, where you going?
the puppies we've had we're trained to
Oh
sit.
yeah, the puppies we've raised we trained to sit, but anyone we've bought, I don't think. Moa learned to sit and Fonny's learned to sit. Dogs.
I'm living my months and dreams. All I need now is to tow a sledge.
You're going to try and head in the moose direction. Gosh, this is really isn't it?
How do you get... Oh yeah, I haven't got into the thick snow yet, don't worry about that. No, I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of snow you get into and you just start sinking.
Where are you off to?
I'm gonna go follow here apparently. I mean, I'll follow you if you want. It's probably best if you go behind me in case I slip, I don't want to hurt you. Sometimes it just starts going.
I'll film you.
Huh?
I'll film you.
Oh, I'm going!
You're like an old man. Okay, off you go.
Okay, I'm gonna try and ski you with it. Oh god. See that? Was it good? Thought so. What? It's funny, isn't it? You can get much bigger snowshoes, and I think they would hold the weight better. Oh! What are you doing? You doing what Kieran did? Yeah. Ah, awesome. You okay, boss? That's it, give it a crack. Huh? Yeah, it's easier skiing, it's weird. Until you start going downhill. Try and follow my path because I've trodden it down a little bit. Try and follow my path because I've trodden it down a little bit. No, follow it. Hey? Oh no. You okay? Huh? Oh no. We're on the road now, so it's flat. Huh? Yeah, buddy. Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's all like that.
And I'll come and pick up the other three in just a couple of minutes.
Airport shuttles.
Are you coming on the second run?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Let's go.
Have you got your GoPro, Brian?
Yeah, it's on.
Have you prayed?
Can I do this?
Great to the gods of
Amundsen, save me!
Valhalla.
Valhalla! Woo, buddy!
trails.
Yeah.
I don't think that anything would happen if you would go off the trails, but there are a few things to think about, especially when you're...
Yeah, reindeer.
Let me have a little go. There's a white one.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Sorry, to gather the reindeers, move them up north of the railroad. All reindeers in Sweden are owned by someone.
Oh, are they? So they're like farmed?
No, well, as farmed as that is.
Like wild farming, like whatever, yeah, whatever that is, yeah.
Oh, so they're not wild?
They are, but they're owned by somebody.
Looks like there's like a hay bale.
There is. Ja.
Men där är ju det här Rånärsloppet och de vill ju inte åka det skidåkarna åker.
Det absolut bästa är, det finns en röd stuga uppe på vänstersidan här borta.
Ja.
Ett skoterspår som går upp på en plogad väg.
Ja.
Du kör upp i den stugan och håller höger på den plogade vägen. Tills du kommer till, du har en kraftledning som går över en myr. Där kan du svänga höger på den kraftledningen.
Efter kraftlinjen.
Och sen just make sure that you get as much ice as possible away so you can see the ice. And then you simply place it on the ice, not hit it down on the ice. So you want to place it gently and then you start twisting. So we'll start here for argument's sake. So there are two cuts on it. That you simply just spin. So these are doing all the work. This is sort of just carrying up all the muck from the ice.
It's funny, that ice is so clear, I didn't realise it.
I thought that was water, yeah.
Ah, no. And you want to be as, what's it called? You want it to be as straight as possible. If you're starting to go in an angle, it's hard to get out. You want to sort of just pull it straight out to clear the hole a little bit. It fished here yesterday. So when you're down through, you want to gently start to rock it up and down. And that is just to clear the hole from snow. So especially if you would do it there would be a lot of snow that falls into it. Clear the hole of snow. And then you have this fantastic little thing. So once you're done, we'll start with that, sorry. Once we're done with this, either you put the sheet back on, or you put it to the side, and you drill it in so that the blades are not exposed whatsoever. So if you have a dog or anything like that often people have, or kids or anything, they're not exposed. And it's just a good practice to get that out of the way. With this one, it often looks a lot more like this in an ice hole. If you would cut it up where it's, cut it up fresh. A shit ton of stuff in there. Too hard to get snow in there. So what you do with this is simply clearing it all out. You want to have as clear of a hole as possible.
And it will also sometimes start to refreeze.
Yeah.
When it's really cold, it probably won't happen today, but when it's cold, it will start to refreeze. So you can just use that to get rid of the
Nice.
The ice that starts to form. We can actually see. Let's get a rough idea. You can see if I can find the bottom of that.
Wow.
To put my arm down further, but it's at least
Mad that's
Wow.
how deep the
that
ice
much
is.
ice.
Crazy.
At least. But an ice fishing rod, Corey? Please. Let's see, where's the bucket? Do you mind passing me the bucket there?
Pardon?
So an ice fishing rod can be anything from a stick, it could be anything from a hand reel, it could be literally anything that you can hold on to a line with. Coke can. A lot of the old school ice fishing rigs are literally a stick that is a little bit bent and then two prongs on it that you just wrap the fishing line around. That's it. Because when you're ice fishing, you are not using the reel to pull in the fish. This is just to get the line out, and once you catch a fish, you grab the line itself and you pull it in. This rod in itself, it's not strong enough really to deal with anything. So this is really just a facilitator of fishing line more than it is a fishing rod, if you will. We do have worms. I want to get them this morning. We do have, you don't always need to fish with worms, but fish like worms. So it's nice to fish with worms. They are just in here. So this like buying worms.
Oh wow, it's literally like an earthworm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And maggots is every single little village store has this in spring winter.
I thought he was going to do like a mealworm or something.
What's a mealworm?
I don't know.
Yellowy, like a yellow
Yeah.
little one.
It looks almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like caterpillary, like maggoty kind of. Yeah.
When ice fishing, we can see how deep it is here. You want to put whatever you have in, which lure or bait you have in, and then this is the break. You open the break and you let it fall down all the way to the bottom of the lake.
That's going fast.
Is that the bottom of the lake? And as soon as it starts to slack, it's the bottom of the lake. My preferred height to fish in is roughly 30 centimeters off the bottom. It's impossible to know exactly what that is. But if you just get a visual roughly on the line and then you're moving it up a little bit, it's, like I said, it's really hard to know exactly what's what. Then to attract the fish, you want to do a couple of big strokes, like sink down, just to get a little bit of vibrational movement in the lure. And then you want to keep on jigging it just a little bit. This is ice fishing. This is ice fishing. Not harder, not easier.
Same for mackerel, like mackerel.
Yeah.
You jig for mackerel?
No.
No, we at
Oh,
home,
you do that. Okay.
with,
Yeah.
with just a line, yeah. Similar.
So it's really basic with ice fishing, but on a day like this, it's very nice to do so. And if you would catch a fish, what you want to do is you want to grab the line, pull the fishing rod down, and just pull it up like this. As I said, this doesn't hold anything. This is really just a fishing line facilitator. Anything that you could have a hover reel if you want. You could have one of those. I've seen some people make these. What are they called? Like
Handreel.
Yeah, but like a flint and steel hand reel kind of thing. Then you wrap the fishing line around. If anything that you can wrap the fishing line around.
Yeah, like when we go crab fishing, we have those things that we can.
And you do that.
Yeah, that would work as well. So anything that can hold a line will do well for ice fishing.
Okay, bring out a crabbing reel.
Doing the spam.
And every now and then I do let it go down to the bottom again, just to get a reference of where I am. I was quite far up. And then I reel it back in, and I might try a different depth. So like I said, ice fishing is about finding the fish, not the fish to find what you're putting into the hole.
Do the fish see, smell, or feel the worm in the water?
I would lie if I answered if I answered with any confidence to that question.
We would have just believed whatever you said.
I'm
so.
gonna have to look that up for you. I honestly don't know the science behind what, but I would assume that it is some sort of a smell that they can do. Because really, it doesn't matter what the shape of the worm is. They will bite on it if they're there. And you have the non-live lures. They have a very, very specific type of smell, and they are also sold with different smells, even if they look the exact same, like this rubber, sort of plasticky looking little tiny worm. They're sold with different smells. So I would assume that it's with smell. We have one ice auger. The other one that we had last year broke, unfortunately.
I need to get my good foot in here. Okay, check this out. I'm going the right way, right? Yeah. Oh, that's really satisfying. Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, have we? I thought we had one.
As straight as possible.
Yeah.
When you get it off the bottom, give it a bit of a up and down.
Yeah. Gee. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I feel like it's getting really it's in my back because it's so low. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I can't put pressure on it because it's so low. Ah! Don't get it. That's better. There she goes. Oh. Now we need to let pull. Where's the spoony thing? Ah, awesome. Thank you. Bit at the bottom. Yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Wow.
Do we need to use a ladle?
Yeah. See all the sludge from earlier, look. There's loads of it. No, I'm just kind of clearing the edge. It is quite hard work actually, it's harder work than I imagined. I can finish it for you. Just do it for the experience of it, you know. Awesome.
You're gonna clear the whole lake.
It's fun, it's fun.
You're just gonna de-snow with that.
This is the desludging machine.
Hi.
I can confirm there was no chance I was going to break the ice. It was very deep.
Oh really?
This first one.
I was just hoping.
So was I.
Hoping and praying.
I came here for a near-death experience and I haven't quite got it yet.
It was not near death with skiing.
Not quite. I felt like it was like bone breaking,
Yeah,
but not quite death.
It's safe.
Watch out.
I could fall down that hole.
Yeah.
I
I would
reckon-
see you. I would love to see you try doing that.
I know.
More than anything today, I would love to see you get through that hole.
I won't after
If I pull myself in really tight,
I don't think you can do it.
Maybe it's like Alice in Wonderland.
Watch out so nothing drags you down.
Oh my god!
cold.
Yeah.
I heard
It's kind of refreshing.
There's a guy I was ice fishing with recently, and his dad was an ice fisher by trade, so that was his main job. And
Oh, right, yeah.
everything he did was barehanded, obviously, because he got out gloves and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said that when he was a kid and he'd go ice fishing with his dad, when his dad's hands got cold in the snow, in the freezing temperatures, he would put his hands into the water to warm them.
Wow.
Because it was obviously, it can't be any lower than 0 degrees or it's just ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas outside it could be minus 25.
Yeah, and you got like wind chill and all
Yeah,
sorts.
so you put his hands into the water to warm his hands.
That's mad.
Isn't that
That
crazy?
feels really cold and it's warm day, so imagine if it was windy and like it was windy and cold, that would be like really
You can understand if people get frostbite. Imagine doing that and
That
then being like
feeling's
ripping
like,
-2 with pointy
yeah.
winds.
Why don't you get your worm on? And like that's already started.
yeah.
Probably just overflow, to be honest.
Yeah, and it didn't have a shopping hand in it.
Right, let's get a worm on.
The ice is like really feel how solid it is in you. You can do the wormy. All the overflow is like, all this is all wet now. Like it's almost as if doing that is disturbed this. If that makes sense. Oh, get a shot of the bag, fucking let him be a blanket. It's nice to see really simple. Like doing things. Feels very authentic. I'm quite sorry about the experience saying that because I've worked with it. Oh, were you there?
No. Can you bring that closer? Maybe put it here so I can sit down. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't realise.
I'm just trying to set our backs up.
Yeah, do it.
So that will be okay.
Yeah, awesome. Get me fishing in the background.
Shadow.
Yeah.
There's no bottom.
Well, back. Yeah, good there.
I don't think there's a...
Just solid ice all the way to the ground.
You got a special spot.
Yeah, it gets deep there.
Mine frozen all the way to the bottom. I'm probably going to lose the drill. Did you say fall? Oh, that hit me, that did. You can't like squat because then you can't spin.
Squat, but keep your knees open. I found it really did. Like I was struggling at that point. That's it. See?
Oh yeah.
You see, you need it there.
Hey, if you press down on my shoulders, it'll give me.
Go on, you can do it.
Oh yes.
You got it?
Yeah.
Well done. You gotta screw back the opposite way now.
If you push it down a little bit, you'll actually free it up a little bit. Just give it a little.
Is it at the bottom?
Yeah, no, you're in the water now. You've gone all the way. That's it. No, unscrew. That's it.
Nice.
They try and go like straight up and down. Don't twist it. Just can you push it down? That's it.
Yep.
There you go.
Nice.
Ah. Ow. Should I?
Screw a little bit now.
Pull it all the way up and we'll bring everything with it and then you can go back down again. Let's get rid of all this.
in the hole.
Just get it back in there.
There you go.
And try and pull out whenever you can. That's it.
Nice.
No, do I need the spatula? This is quite satisfying.
Okay.
This would be one of those nice videos to watch on YouTube where it's just silent, but you're just watching like the
I'm sure there are many.
noises. Does it all have to be done?
Yeah, scoop down into the hole, get that ice.
It needs to be fresh as well, it's just
Hmm.
reef it out.
I do put them like this one.
Like a slush puppy.
Making me thirsty. Oh, I can see my whole body now. I think you managed to do your whole little bit.
Yeah, thanks, well.
Will you do my worming?
Yeah. I'm sure you don't want to do it.
Touch the worm.
Okay.
Well, I'll touch it, but I don't want to stab it.
Get it at the
I'll
pot
get
then.
it. Oh, I think Kieran's got the worm. I'll get them.
Get some ice out of this for you.
Is your girlfriend into the outdoors?
She's getting more and more into it as I've forced her into it.
Yeah, yeah. That's,
She really enjoys it, and
that was pretty much the same for us.
she's she kind of for a while she kind of struggled with like eating disorder and stuff, and like
Yeah. bringing up the rear, guys.
How do you sort of? I don't know how you direct them.
Huh?
I don't know how you direct them.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to use your ankles, I think, a bit. Oh, that looks like a good downhill.
Yeah.
That looks like a good downhill.
Oh yeah, so like the push mine away and pull them together. They push away. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I get that. It's nice. Your ankle's really like.
Yeah? Huh?
Pulling your ankles in and out makes you go.
It's really neat.
What? Am I okay?
Yeah, really good.
I would like to do really my guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of how you use them.
Mm. Hey? Yeah, this is the creek down here now, I think.
Before I found my ribbon clip.
Yeah, I found that.
It's hard when you go downhill
I know.
and then instantly hit an uphill. It's nice you put the brakes on.
There's the house, look.
Ah,
On the rock, on one.
so you want to hit a right, yeah?
Yeah. That's a river there. the river down there.
I haven't seen that.
I should have come a few times.
I haven't been here. I've been looking.
Huh? It's amazing. Maybe.